Hey friends, it's Sherman, and welcome to another episode of Tea Time with Sherman. Sitting with me this week is Tequila Mockingbird.
Hi everybody.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
It's good. I'm good. It's a little frozen out.
Minus 20.
Ugh, gross.
I dragged my ass in the minus 20 cold to come and see you. That's how much I love my Sherman.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I had a date and we walked to the hat and then we almost froze and we're like, hey, let's warm up and do sex. Well, not let's you and I, but my date earlier.
Okay, I was gonna say, at least turn the camera on
I'm not
first.
a kai-kaier. No, we're not making a sex tape. We're just making a tea time with Sherman.
Oh, well, okay. Well, I've made that mistake once. The sex tape.
Oh.
Only once.
Ew, gross.
But never in drag.
Oh, okay, good.
No.
Well, this week, tea time is going to stand for tequila time, because what's tequila?
Woo!
What shot glass would you like?
Well, I will take the one with the tiara.
Okay, that's
Statue
cute.
of Liberty with a little crown on.
Alright, let's pour yours first.
Alright.
Oh, God.
And you don't have any straws.
I know, I'm sorry. I'm not a bar.
I'm a little bit of a diva. I don't know if you know this.
Oh, do you want the smaller one or the bigger one? You have to perform tonight, after all.
Yeah, I have to perform tonight. Of course I'm taking the bigger one, but I'll share. Here we go. There we go. Now I'm still more, but that's okay.
That's fine.
All right.
To tea time?
To tea time!
Yay!
You're never going to get the glitter off this cup, just so you know.
Oh, that's fine. It's like a commemorative cup now.
I should sign it and everything. My lips were once here.
Let's start from the beginning. How did you get your name?
Tequila Mockingbird. Well, it wasn't my initial name.
Oh.
I was christened something else. Like most drag queens are, the mom usually gives you your name.
Right.
And I was christened Honey Heaven
Oh,
by LJ Steele.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Both husband.
Did you not like the taste of tequila? Tequila is delicious.
I always like when I see tequila.
You don't like when you have tequila in your mouth. Is that what
Jay
you're
might
saying?
taste tequila, but I'd only see tequila, and what I see is good.
Jay doesn't taste tequila. That would mean he'd have to go downtown, and he's an uptown boy. He's a suburbs boy. He doesn't like to go downtown.
The burbs.
The burbs. But anyway, no, I was christened Honey Heaven by LJ Steele.
Honey Heaven.
I don't get it either. It was the worst name ever.
Right.
And I had actually suggested Tequila Mockingbird while they were painting my face, and I said, well, I've always liked tequila, and he was like, no daughter of mine is going to be named after liquor. So I went and performed, and I was there. Ethyl Alcohol was actually there, just watching the show on a Sunday night at Buddy's. And I went over to her afterwards because she was very nice to me and said that I had talent and I could perform.
Oh.
She also said I was ugly. She's like,
You're hideous, but you can perform, girl.
She's like, you could really perform. Never let them do your makeup again. Come over, I'll do your face. And she did. Thank God. But I told her I wanted to be Tequila Mockingbird, and she was like, done. That is your name. Honey Heaven, dead. Pooey. Dead to us.
Let's have a funeral.
Yeah, well, no.
Would you like to say a few words about Honey Heaven?
Good riddance. That's two. There we go.
And something that I didn't think to add, but I just added like 5 minutes ago, we talked about this a second ago. How do you pick your numbers? Because tonight you're doing the comedy show with Lilith and a bunch of clowns. How do you pick, do you just YouTube it? How do you pick something new?
I have a file on my iPhone that is just all music that I either like or I think to myself, this could be fun, and I have it on random. And it's very funny because I just got my new phone and I sat there for 2 days and Jay's like, what are you doing? And I'm just sitting there in 2 days and I plan out the catalog, like the calendar.
Okay.
My entire calendar on my iPhone, every single Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there's a song already pre-chosen. It's already pre-chosen, and I just wing it. Although tonight it's different because I don't do comedy numbers. Right. I never do comedy. I'm not Binky. I'm not funny.
I think she's funny on the mic, not so much in a number.
She's a white 40-year-old woman who thinks she's Diana Ross. That is funny.
It's like someone's mother or something.
That is like cuckoo funny. I'm kidding. You know I love Binky. But yeah, I just choose random. And tonight it's a little different. I had to research because I don't do comedy numbers at all. And I'm a little nervous about it. So if you are watching this, and obviously the show has already happened, I hope I was okay.
So you had them on shuffle for and designated to that's the Saturday songs. You learn them enough that you're it's a lip syncable.
Yes, that is huge to me. You have to know your words because people who don't know their words, this is our job. We are drag queens. Not that Ivory Bar will pay us, But we are doing this as an art form, and if you can't remember your words, that is the basic qualification of your job, is to know your words. A, look pretty. To know your words, and if you can't know your words, then you're not doing a very good job.
It's essentially like not even knowing how to move your paintbrush.
Kind of, but that's something you learn.
Yeah.
Like you can learn to paint better.
Yeah.
I certainly wasn't pretty when I first started. I don't think any of us really are, unless you're, sent down from angels. But
Sent from the Lord.
Send from Mother Mary herself.
So
unless
Sister Mary.
Sister Mary. Oh, Sister Mary. But anyway, I think that's the most important thing, is to know your words, and if you don't know your words, then you have no business being on stage. I'm kidding.
Favorite. I like that. That's good. What's your favorite part about drag?
The attention.
Okay.
I'm a little bit of an attention whore. Can I say that on TV?
Well, with these.
Well,
it's not TV. It's just like a little web show 10 people watch. It's fine.
All 10 of you are watching my breasts right now. No, I think I do drag mostly for the attention. Everybody does it for different reasons. Some people like the performance. Some people like the makeup. I mean, the makeup doesn't suck. I like looking pretty. But I like the attention that happens when I'm in drag. I don't go out as a boy because I used to when I was young and people thought I was attractive. But now, as an older man, I don't really go out as a boy anymore because I feel invisible. And as a drag queen, I get the attention. And who would want to voluntarily choose to go anywhere and be ignored all night? So I go in drag.
And what's your favorite part about your personal drag? Is it just the attention as well? Because most people, I appreciate a lot of things about drag, that it's like a mini show, like mini pop stars, but there's certain things that I like about different people's parts of drag.
I have a huge theater background. I used to do plays at the Citadel and stuff like that. So for me, personally, aside from getting the attention, I look at it as an art form. I like being on stage. I like the applause. I don't know how to dance. I wish I did. I wish I did. All I can do is...
You kind of give us a little bit of a lane dancing sometimes when you're on stage.
Yeah, a lane. But little disco.
Right.
No, I like the performance value. So even if I can't dance, which I can't, but I like catering to the audience and making them enjoy it. So I try at least a little bit to, at least make them have a good time or make them laugh. If you can't dance and entertain them quality-wise, make a spoof out of it. Make them laugh, because at least this way they'll think you intended to fall on your ass, which I've done.
That's great.
So,
I think a lot of people are taking drag a little too seriously, and at the end of the day, you're just kind of there to entertain people. For me, that's what it is. So let's talk about something that you do a lot, and your court involvement.
Oh yeah.
How long have you been doing that, and when did that kind of start?
Not long. I started not as a court queen. I worked at Woody's, where they had a lot of their court functions, and so I always looked at the court as something that maybe one day I would get involved with. And then a good friend of mine, Godiva, who is a past princess, she was very involved in the court at the time, suggested that I get involved as well. And then I initially did it in the hopes that I would get to spend more time with her. And then bitch decided that once I had a title, she didn't want one anymore. She was done with it. So I became the lone torch holder of the court world, at least at Buddy's, for the duration that I was there. And then I fell in love with the people. It's a great organization. They raise a lot of money for worthwhile charities around the city. And, I'm taking a break this year, but I will be back.
With a vengeance.
With a vengeance.
Now I know you've had a few court titles. What do those kind of entail, and what do those mean?
Every court title is a little different. Different, responsibilities. I was Ms. Gay Edmonton, which is pretty much just a beauty queen. You do a couple of fundraisers, and they expect you on a float during Pride. Then I was Duchess, which is a little more work. I was Vanity's Duchess, so Miss Vanity Fair. If you're out there, I love you. But I was her Duchess, and that involved a little more work. Definitely a lot more fundraising, out-of-town events, and just bearing the brunt of the Empress's reign, because being an Empress in this city, if you don't know, if you haven't been one, it's pretty much the most stressful job you will ever have in a dress, unless you are, vice president of some country. But it's really stressful, and so I wasn't the best Duchess, and I admit that, because I don't really do responsibility well.
It's probably before my time. Neither do I.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of a flake. So I did what I could.
Are you Queen of the Orient or something?
I'm sorry?
Just me throwing some shade at the Queen of the Orient.
Oh, Flake, are you talking scales, fish, tilapia? Are we
Yeah,
serving
we're
tilapia?
serving fish.
Mm.
Serving housewife fish.
Housewife.
Who are some of your drag idols? Some of you've talked about like a little bit Vanity Fair, a little bit. You've talked about Twiggy a little bit.
Yeah.
Are those people you look up to, or who others do and like as drag idols that you see?
Well, my biggest drag idol is the one and only Binky.
Oh.
Love Binky. Actually, it's interesting. She was the reason I wanted to do drag in the first place. I was working, like I said before, I was working at the time at Buddy's, and they had started their Stardust Lounge show.
Right.
Her and Vanity Fair.
Which is returning in 2
Which
weeks.
is returning, and I'm in that, by the way, plug. Yeah, they were performing downstairs, and I loved the theatrics of it. I loved just how it was... So every Sunday night was an event. It was a show to go to. And so I really, early on, I admit this now, I modeled my look after Binky.
Oh, it's out there now.
And it worked because everybody was confusing us for a time there. They still do. In fact, last night someone thought I was Binky. They said some things and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Maybe like a 15 years younger Binky or something.
Oh, bless your heart. She's going to hate you.
That's fine. She likes me. Well, for the most part. Switching it up, like I know you've worked with like some court queens, but in like a month ago you worked with someone who's very different from that, Lilith.
Yes.
Tell me about that sort of experience in planning your Naughty But Nice Christmas.
Oh, what can I say about Lilith that hasn't been written on a bathroom stall? Well, you know,
Likes to suck dick.
Well, actually, I wrote that on the bathroom stall. So, you know, I was very surprised that Lilith asked me to do a fundraiser with her at all because up until that point, I think we've seen each other once as a boy, and then never again.
And that's interesting because it's kind of a pretty small community.
Yeah, and we have never been on stage together in drag, ever. I didn't know what she looked like, I didn't know what she was about, I had never gone to a homicidal, and so when she asked me to do it, I was like, oh yeah, sure, whatever, that's, great. And then people started to fill me in, they're like, you know she's going to show up on stage and like in a garbage bag, right?
Like literally last night.
Like literally last night in a garbage bag, and I was like, what? No, she wouldn't, and she did. She did. It was a Christmas show, and she showed up wearing a T-shirt that had some kind of profanity on it, and but you know what? She is awesome at what she does, and I love her to pieces because I am kind of hoity-toity, and she is she's possessed.
She's like someone's
she's
aunt,
crazy. So,
and she's like some like punk rock daughter or something.
She is. It was great. It was like Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis. It was Freaky Friday. That's
a good comparison. I like that.
See, there you go.
So next up, let's talk about your drag evolution.
Where did you get that photo?
I think Rob's Facebook album.
Rob will die.
It's called Boots No. 4 or something.
Rob and that album will perish in some fiery death.
What is this? This is like 2008, I think, that was dated on Facebook.
There. Yeah,
and this is in November with your show with Twiggy and Vanity.
Yes.
What have you learned in those, now math is hard, 6 years?
I've learned how to paint. If you can't tell. I'm pretty now. Actually, I learned a lot of things. I learned that... oh God, I'm just checking. Did I even glue down my eyebrows? No. I learned that.
Those look like your actual eyebrows.
They might be. You never know. I learned a lot of things, actually. I learned that you need to cater your makeup to your face, that the blanket canvas look doesn't work for everybody. What Godiva does, it doesn't work on me, and what Ethel does doesn't work on anybody but Ethel because Ethel's flawless, and we try to emulate her, and we fail miserably. But yeah, I learned a lot of things, and I learned... mostly self-confidence from then and now. Makeup can come and go, but, if you're confident, it doesn't matter what you look like or what you're wearing, people will respond to that, so, yeah.
That's a really good takeaway from that. That's cool. I like that. I think we're at everyone's favorite part of the show.
Are we reading?
Yes, and I do have to say I lost my big yellow glasses. I don't know why. So pretend you have some big granny glasses or something.
I'm not sad that the glasses are gone, I'm not going to lie. But I will pretend for your benefit.
Perfect. The library is open. Miss Chelsea Horrendous.
Oh my God. What can we say about her? She is fierce and fearless. I do wish she would leave some of the green glitter at home. But that being said, there's no one like her, so she's definitely blazing a trail for herself. So good girl.
Cool. Miss Twiggy.
Oh, she's the mother of all drag queens in Edmonton. Every single one of us is somehow related to Twiggy. She's an inspiration, funny as hell. I'm going to see her in a couple hours, The one thing I will say about Twiggy is that she needs to stop stealing my jewelry.
It was yours at once, now it's hers.
Exactly. See, the older queens are supposed to pass down to us, not take from us. I'm kidding.
And I'm loving her research, and so I think it's great.
Yeah.
Miss Ruby Slipper.
Ruby's a doll. When you get to know her, she's really sweet. She has this deep voice that you just it's just her. Like there's no one on the planet who could speak with that voice. So and the fact that she looks beautiful and talks like a baritone, how can you go wrong?
Perfect, love it. Miss Carrie DeWay.
My daughter. She is really, really progressing very quickly. She hasn't been doing drag that long, about 2 years. But she has already surpassed any of my expectations as a daughter. Most of the children that I gave birth to met the wrong end of a wire hanger. Because they just, I'm sorry. What?
Oh, we went violent already.
We can't make abortion jokes, I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, most drag daughters died very quickly, smothered with pillows. But Carrie is, she's going to do much better than I ever did, so good job.
Oh, perfect, I like that. And I think that is everyone. All right, do you have any other upcoming shows? Because I know you're in tonight's show, but what else do you have coming up?
Well, we have the Stardust reunion show on the 16th. Is it the 16th or 15th? 15th. 16th is a Monday. Don't go. We won't be there.
You will be sleeping?
I will. No, I'll be working. I'll be hungover as shit and working. But no, we have that show on the 15th, which I'm really excited for. I haven't been able to do a show with Binky in a long time, so I'm really excited for that. And then, other than that, I'm just kind of playing the field and seeing who wants to invite me to do shows. Invite me.
Not on the sexual ring, though, because she's like a married old lady, though.
I am. I'm not wearing the official ring, but it's on the ring finger, Jarrett. I told you. This ring usually is on my middle finger so I can flash people the bird, but no, today I wore it on this ring or finger just for you.
Okay, ending today's tea time, what would you like to give as your pro tip to queens who want to try drag?
Queens who want to try drag or queens who already are doing drag?
Let's do both.
Pro tips too. Okay. For queens who want to try drag, I think that you need to think about it and think about it hard before you do so because it is fun, but it's work. It's a lot of work. If you want to do drag and do it well, you need to be prepared. You got to practice well in advance, practice your look. You can't just show up on stage in anything for your first time. That's a right that you have to earn. If you want to be taken seriously as a drag performer, you do have to prove you got the goods first. And then as for some people who are in the community, and maybe they've been doing it a month or two, my pro advice is take your time. You only look as good as the time you spend on your face. And I can't tell you, oh my goodness, I can't tell you how many times I go over to a newer drag queen, and I'm like, you look really good tonight. And they're like, oh, thanks, girl. I only got ready in an hour and a half. And I'm like,
it's not a race.
Well, just thinking how great you would look if you spent 2.5 hours on your face. Because it takes me about 3 hours, start to finish. That's from when I start painting to when I get dressed and I leave. But it's not a race. Take your time because the better. I shouldn't have to be drunk to come over and say you look good. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, thank you for teaching the children.
I try.
And so thank you for joining us, and thanks for having tequila with me. And so I'd like to crown you my Queen of the Week.
Ooh!
Goodness.
I get a tiara.
Is that even on right?
It'll work.
Close enough.
Got some bobby pins, and I'm wearing it to the bar. We're good to go.
Perfect. So thanks for checking out Tea Time with Sherman, and we will see you soon. We love you. Goodbye.
Bye.